Welcome to another episode, everyone. The viral Crip Mac. His entire life and his entire life history is exposed here. He's been accused of being an internet Crip, a fake gang member, that he hopped hoods. He came from this hood, that hood, went to Texas, went to the Valley. But let's get into it and find out Crip Mac's true history.
It was the Swamp Stories video.
Nah, cuz whoever made that, you're
What was your issue with the documentary?
me, cuz try to say all the bad to the hood, cuz. You invite me, we a small turn.
Would you ever get the tattoo removed?
Never. Neighborhood Crip, never. I am Crip Mac. I am HK Destruction on Hustlers. I got 5 many other names on Hustlers. I am a certified young 55th Street General on Hood.
Welcome back to another episode of Swamp Stories. For this video, we do something completely out of the ordinary. A while back, I decided to make the channel more serious and to avoid these kind of videos. But after seeing Crip Mac lie about his life story, diss me, and call out people that he's never met, I decided that I have to go in. After I dropped my original 55th Street video, my DMs were flooded with LA people telling me that Crip Mac is a complete fraud. Initially, I ignored these messages because I figured that it was just haters being haters. But once I saw that he dissed me, I decided to look into it myself. What if I told you that everything Crip Mac has ever said was a lie and that keeping it 55th Street was never his life? Or shall I say, keeping it 55th Street? Enough is enough. Today is the day where Crip Mac will never disrespect Swamp Stories again. But before we get into it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. You can also subscribe to the second channel where you can find videos just like this one. Yes, go subscribe to Swamp Shorts where you'll find 10 to 15 minute videos that don't make the main channel. And with all that being said, let's get right into it. The story begins about an hour and a half east of South Central LA in the suburban city of Rancho Cucamonga, California. If you're unfamiliar, this is where the movie Next Friday was filmed.
No more locked doors! Gracias!
But it's also where a young man named Trevor Hurd was born in February of 1993. Despite living in the suburbs, life was not.
Trevor? That's Crip Mac's real name, Trevor Hurd? Trevor? Where have I heard that name Trevor before? Just recently. Trevor.
Not always peaches and cream for young Trevor. In fact, at just 2 years old, his father, Trevor Sr., moved out to Orange County. However, his young mother named Crystal was able to hold down multiple jobs and get them a house in the nearby Ontario, California. This quiet and peaceful cul-de-sac is where Trevor spent the majority of his childhood, far from the wild streets of LA. From 1st to 3rd grade, Trevor attended Newman Elementary in Chino Hills, one of the highly ranked schools in the Inland Empire. However, despite being a sheltered kid, Trevor had all sorts of behavioral issues growing up.
I mean, this kid was jumping out of the window, at 6 and 7 years of age, to go out and explore and come back. And we had to lock the windows, and I'm sure he felt like incarcerated, and I know that feeling. But he definitely needed some guidance. He went to Newman Elementary School, and I would receive tons of calls daily. Just, your son, he's not doing what, we're asking him to do. He's doing just the opposite. So it's not that he's just not doing it. He is going to do the opposite. We threw Ritalin at him. We threw Thoridazine, everything to try to get him regulated. So me being a young mom, that was very, very challenging.
To mend these issues, Trevor's mom sent him to a
So Crip Mac had a lot of energy from a young age. Mom said when he was 5, 6, 7 years old, he was climbing out of windows and all that. They had to lock the windows to keep him in the house, and he was basically bursting with energy, but also said that he was on some sort of medication or whatever that they was trying to regulate his mentals, regulate his emotions. So perhaps he has had some sort of problems since he was young. But certainly that energy that we see with him, like we see a lot of that same energy with 4 Extra or even more, just always turned up. Crip Mac never seems to have a dull moment where he's just calm and chilling. Apparently this has been going on from childhood where he has this much energy.
Private military boarding school hours away. However, after 14 months, Trevor was expelled and sent back home to Chino, California.
So we put him in military school, and they did drills, they did academics, they did PT. He was up early in the morning, and he was disciplined for about 14 months. Very challenging on me.
So the military school didn't help him at all?
He got kicked out of military school. Kicked out of military school. They said, I'm sorry, we don't have anything else that we can offer your son at this time. His behavior is just too drastic.
By the time Trevor returned home, his mother already had plans to move to Houston, Texas with her boyfriend. This would be a man known as Mr. Gary, who lived in the suburb of Katy, Texas. According to CMAC, he didn't move to Texas until 2009 or 2010.
So what age was that you went to Texas?
Hold on, god damn it. Oh, shit. 2000, god damn it. 2009, 2010.
Okay.
That's a teenager on hood in Houston, Texas. I did 2 years out there. I never graduated or nothing, but look, at least I went. Look.
But according to his mom, he actually moved there as a little kid.
Oh, so he was there 14 months?
Yes.
You know what age he was from?
I want to say roughly 7 to 9.
Oh, young.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then at that point, that's when he moved to Texas.
So for the next few years, Trevor went to middle school in Katy, Texas, and things were kind of coming together for the family. But then everything came crashing down. One day after returning home from work, Trevor's mom walked in on something she never thought she'd see. She walked in on her beloved Mr. Gary with a Brock Lesnar lookalike. As you would expect, this ended everything for Mr. Gary, and Trevor and Crystal moved in with Granny.
A Brock Lesnar lookalike? Whoa! Say Crip Mac moms walked in on a Brock Lesnar lookalike. With her husband was with a Brock Lesnar. That's just bad all the way around. Brock Lesnar is a huge man. Jeez. He on top of your husband? Someone who look like Brock Lesnar? Ah. We talking about how bad the brothers are. How we be cheating and this, that, and the other. Went over there, it was snowing. But he was still going. Yeah.
Bear in Katy, Texas. However, Granny decided to send him to school in Houston so he could be with a family friend. Little did Granny know this family friend was an official Rolling 60s member from Southwest Houston. Well, when Trevor met him, he decided to tell him that he himself was an official Rolling 60s member from LA. He also told him that he went by Woodard in the streets.
Yeah.
If you meet Woodard, he sophomore, junior, your senior year, however.
I'm the reason he ended up going to Hastings.
Okay, just walk us through y'all's relationship.
All right. His grandma stayed in Katy. You already know Katy is not an A-Leaf school.
It's suburb.
Yeah,
that's Fort B and ISD.
Mm-hmm. Right. I always stayed at A-Leaf, yeah. Right. So he was registered to my house to go to Hastings because I went to Hastings.
The school he attended was Elsick Hastings, and it just so happened to be in a Rolling 60s neighborhood. Well, when CMAC got there, he began telling everyone that he was an official Rolling 60s member from LA. To make matters worse, he even told them that they're doing everything wrong. How Suburban Trevor felt like he was in position to tell them anything is beyond me.
So when he came out here,
Suburban Trevor. This is Swamp Stories here, as you heard earlier. Shout out to Swamp Stories. He's on Trevor. He said he was going to leave it alone until Trevor said that he lied on him and went off on him there on Cam Capone. So he said, forget it, then he's going to go ahead and take the gloves off, and that he's about to come at Trevor, and Trevor's never going to accuse him of lying again. So here he is. Apparently he's taking the gloves off, and he's coming at Trevor. Oh, goodness. So Crip Mac was out there, where they at? Texas. So he was out there claiming the 60s, but claiming that he was from LA 60s. And then I guess these dudes out here they end up having a problem with it.
To us, he made it seem like he was put on. But I don't know.
He was saying he was from there. He was saying he was on the set.
He was saying he was on the set.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, for contrast, let's let Suburban Trevor tell the story himself.
Y'all not doing right out here. Crips don't get along with Crips in LA. And didn't say nothing, Kel. And then, they dope me and beat the out of me.
Well, that was not the real reason he was DP'd. It was actually for false claiming 60s.
You see Crip back around, he's hanging around, and he comes to Hood Day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Texas Hood Day you talking about?
Texas Hood Day.
For the 60s.
Yeah.
Okay, so he coming to the Hood Day, and at the Hood Day, he on the set.
Yeah, nah.
According to
him.
Okay. And he has to be like 15, 16, 14 around the
16, I'm gonna say 16, 17. Don't get it twisted, he always was big Crip, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't, if you get what I'm saying.
The Houston 60s thought that he was an official member from LA and they accepted him in. But once they got a call from LA, everything would go bad.
A year later, he been thugging with you.
Thugging.
Y'all rocking. You know what I'm saying? And y'all get a call.
Treating them like family and all that.
And y'all get a call from the motherland.
Yeah.
Cali.
Yeah, we talking to him, everything, woo-woo. They was like, nah, cuz ain't never get put on. So, you already know that's a total offense to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who put they blood, sweat, and tears in this shit, bro. Don't play with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a from. Don't play with it.
How did y'all react?
Now, things happen where individuals are able to skate through. This happens everywhere. In prison, you're able to disguise yourself with what you are really in there for, or who you really are, and you're able to escape. Just spoke about this issue. Nevertheless, how is this individual able to claim y'all hood or 60s in LA and y'all are 60s in Texas? Some still claiming 60s to the point where y'all are accepting him for an entire year before you find out that he is an imposter. It makes more sense to check on something like that rather immediately when someone comes in from out of nowhere talking about where they're from and y'all just embrace him and accept him. He could have been anyone from anywhere. And it took a couple of phone calls, or at least one phone call, for them to discover that they had an imposter on the roster. So let's see what happens now with Crip Mac. So they say they hollered at dudes from 60s in California, and they're telling him, nah, bro, he ain't from the set. He's never been put on. Y'all out there entertaining an imposter. Well, what to do? He said that this is a capital offense. Old Fabio here.
When y'all got the news that it was flawed.
It was, you lied to us, so this is what we're gonna do, and this is how we're gonna handle it. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't handle that pressure. He took off.
What you mean, took off?
Oh, he took off. After that happened, we don't hear from him.
He wouldn't be heard of in Houston for years. After he was caught cosplaying a rolling 60, he decided to head back to Cali. And here is where the story gets even more twisted. C-Mac claims that he went from Houston to South Central at 16.
Packed my shit and ran back to LA. I was on 59th and 8th Avenue by Crenshaw and Slauson by Nips Hood. I was in the Dorset Village with them niggas over there. Then I moved with my auntie on 45th and Western.
But in reality, C-Mac was living in Chino and attending Fontana High School. If you don't believe me, he actually said it on his old Facebook page, and he's in the class of 2011 yearbook.
If you don't, excuse me, if you don't believe me, that's what he said. Instead of, Crip Mac always says that, uses a C for every word, a cow, KB mama, believe me. Oh my goodness. So Crip Mac saying that he was on 45th and Western at the time, and old Swamp Stories here says that that's a total miscalculation, a lie even, that he was really hanging out in Chino Hills, California at the time he says that he was in LA. These dudes crazy.
But just because he was living in the suburbs does not mean that he wasn't banging. In fact, he started his own hood. On December 22nd, 2012, Crip Mac officially started the Trey Chino Gator Crips. But wait, later that same day, he actually changed the name to the Trey Deuce Chino Gator Crips.
Trey Deuce Chino Gator Crips. And the Trey Chino Gator. So I guess that's Crip Mac right there. Facebook, I guess maybe post, Instagram, something. Cool Trev, Trevor again. Here we go with Trevor again. Cool Trev. Wow. Trey Deuce Chino Gator Crip. Trey Deuce Chino Gator Crip. Why would he name it Gator Crip? Whoa.
I suppose they moved the block over or something? I don't know. But here's how committed he was. He decided he would get them tatted on his arm. Well, it's actually not a they because C-Mac was the only member. Because of this, he had ultimate control, kind of like a Madden franchise. He chose Chino as the city, a gator as the logo, and green as their color. So from what I'd assume, C-Mac would stand outside his cul-de-sac, wave his green rag, and wait for any devious soccer moms to roll down the block. But wait, just a week later, their name would change once again, now known as the 4 or 5 Chino Gators. Well, this only lasted for 8 more days, as C-Mac then decided that he was a 5 Deuce Hoover. He even dissed the whole neighborhood card. Yes, in 2012, Crip Mac claimed Hoover and dissed the whole neighborhood card. If you ask me, that's not keeping it nifty on 50s. Well, his life as an internet Hoover would not last long, as now he was on to claiming different hoods. On January 24th, 2013, C-Mac was invited.
I'm not sure if I ever heard that one before. Trying to think in real time if I ever heard about Crip Mac claiming Hoover. He didn't offer any evidence right there. He said that he was claiming Hoover on the internet. Should be some sort of receipts of that. Should be some sort of history of that he can back that up with. You know, we have to bear in mind that he is upset with Crip Mac as he makes this video. The content creator here, the narrator here, he's made that explicitly clear that, you know, again, he was about to attack this individual. So doesn't mean that he's lying on him, but I'm just saying we have to take everything into consideration and then do our math from there. He did not offer any information. I don't know, though. Again, I can't say because it may be some videos floating around that back this up. So I'm not going to jump out there and say, oh, no, that didn't happen. I have no idea. I'm just saying I don't recall hearing about that. I heard about some different hoods or whatever, I guess, but I don't recall hearing about him claiming 5 Deuce Hoover before. But then again, I didn't know about Trey Deuce Chino Gator Crip. Cuz?
Invited to a party hosted by the Trey 57 Pomona Crips. And what do you know, just 2 days later, C-Mac is on Facebook claiming Trey 57 and dissing their opposition. At this point, Crip Mac is like the Tiana Trump of the LA streets. But wait, we're not even in the LA chapter of his life yet, and from here, it only gets worse. Before going to LA,
I'm sure most of y'all know, my viewers, I'm sure y'all know who Tiana Trump is. Does good work. Check her out. Tiana. Shout out, girl.
C-Mac would claim one more made-up set, the 7-1 Chino Villains. Well, this did not last long, and now he was on to his next venture, rapping.
Get money every time. Get money. Your girl likes me, and my swag is so official.
At this point, he's already 20 years old. He tried being a rolling 60 in Texas, then came back, tried to claim 5 different sets, and then pursue a rap career. So now, what is the next step for C-Mac the Loke, also known as Suburban Trevor? Well, this is when he finally moved to the city of Los Angeles, moving in with his girlfriend on 111th in Vermont. From here, he tried to get put onto Acacia Block in Compton, but they didn't want him, so he decided to keep it moving. His next try was the infamous rolling 60s, and they decided to let him in. So in August of 2013, Crip Mac officially joined the Rolling 60s. At 20 years old, his lifelong dream had finally come true. Crip Mac had made it out of the suburbs and into the streets of South Central LA, the reverse of what everyone else in the world is trying to do. I guess Crip Mac was the original Ja Morant. Well, unfortunately, his life as a Rolling 60 would not last long. In fact, after just a year, he was DP'd and put off the set.
However it went, I didn't make the cut through the GP, I got put off, whatever.
His dream life was now over with. He literally tried everything possible to become a respected member of something. He then...
This ain't right. His dream life was now over with, and he come with the sad music. That's cold. Crip Mac did himself say he got put off of 60s. It was viral footage of him getting DP'd or whatever in the alley, wherever they were at. I remember seeing that. And Crip Mac did speak on that and say he got put off, that he didn't make the cut, as he just said, whatever. But he had more specific reasons of why he had got put off 60s. But he was from 60s. I guess he had got put on officially at some point in order to be put off. So he was from 60s. Officially, Chino, Gator, Crip, and all that, I don't know, but he was from 60. Okay, let's see, he in Vegas now? Oh, Crip Mac.
Decided to move to Vegas with his mother for the next year. But after a year in Vegas, C-Mac returned to South Central LA as he decided to give banging one more try. Sometime between January of 2015 and 2017, C-Mac was officially put on to 55th Street. This means that he was put on between the ages of 22 and 24 years old. Regardless, from this day, it's been 55th Street ever since. Why they'd accept an applicant like him who's been tossed around, I don't know, but here we are. After a year of being a 55th Street member, C-Mac was arrested and sent to jail for stealing a bike. C-Mac actually did 2 years in prison where he programmed Time 5. Well, after being released in 2020, he returned to LA with content creation on his mind. At first, it was simply funny videos that caught people's attention, but then he started dissing the Hoovers relentlessly.
I ain't letting up on them.
Yeah.
Ever.
When the Hoovers saw this, they were shocked because they didn't even know who this was. This is because out of his then 27 years of life, only 3 were actually spent in LA. Thus why the enemies he has whacked out on his forehead claim they've never seen him in their life.
C-Mac is like really like not a focus in my eyes. I have never seen him. I don't know nobody, none of my friends seen him like, I mean, he just like something to joke around with, like play with it, but I'm worried about that man like that. Ain't no serious like topic. Like,
I gotta ask, how did the beef with you and C-Mac start?
I'm gonna correct it. First of all, it's not no beef.
Okay.
Like, no, there's no way we beef.
Okay.
That's entertainment. Ain't no such thing as no beef.
Because you never met him, never seen him.
I never seen him. I never heard of him before the internet. Like I said, I've been in the streets my whole life. I never heard of him or nothing, so I'm finna beef with him. I'm not finna beef with you over no internet. I got too much street credit for that. Like, I don't know who you are. 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 I don't know who you are.
No one in South Central knew who C-Mac was because he spent his entire life in Texas and Chino Hills. Oh yeah, and Las Vegas as well. Regardless, it was a true recipe for YouTube success, and Adam22 began taking notice. On March 16th, 2021, the Crip Mac No Jumper interview was dropped and it went absolutely viral. One thing to notice is that since that video, his voice and cadence has changed completely.
I love it. Sometimes people hit me up and I think it's a setup. So I block the account. You just blocked your biggest fan.
He imitates the gang life, but he's not a gangbanger. Yeah. This is not a gang.
Well, after the No Jumper interview, all of the fans wanted to see him in his hood. And boom, that's when Andrew Callahan drops the legendary Crip Mac vlog. After watching the video, the first thing that came to my mind is where are all of his fellow members? Why is it always just him on the block? And vlog after vlog after vlog, I could not find any fellow 55th Street members. Where are the 55th Street members the whole world needed to know? And unfortunately, we all found out in the worst way possible. In January of 2022, Crip Mac's old Facebook page was revealed. All of the posts claiming fake sets, dissing the neighborhood card, and saying he's done with banging. And this is when the 55th Street members decided to come out of the woodworks. His fellow members gave him one of the worst DPs in history that lasted over 7 minutes long. But the worst part about it is that they recorded it and uploaded it to the internet. This was dead wrong on so many levels. Yes, C-Mac should not have posted all that, but why would you disrespect your brother to that extent? And as a 30-year-old man, why are you letting this happen to you?
Because it's the internet and everybody wants fame now on the internet, clout chasing, the game and the gangs are on the internet now, clout chasing, wanting to be famous just because they're gang members. They believe that they should be famous for being gang members, exhibiting no other talent other than being a self-destructive individual in the community and a destruction to the community. Yeah, that was crazy to beat him up and then post it on the internet. Why would you post it? That's y'all business. That's the hood business. I know there's a lot of hood business going on the internet. I speak on a lot of stuff myself, but that's wild work. That's nasty. But okay, so this dude, he's on Crip Mac a little bit. But again, we already know that. He has a beef with him now. So we have to bear that in mind. But okay, Crip Mac is really from 5'5". He got put on 2016, 2017, he said, or 2018. One of them, that's years now. And he's been repping it. Okay, but I guess he was dissing neighborhood at one point. He did have a post right there where Crip Mac had NK on the post. So, oh man, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was dissing neighborhood at one point as much as I certainly didn't know anything about a fire who's Hoover. They was claiming Hoover. I can't really doubt it now that I just seen the post with him dissing neighborhood. I just seen it, bro. Y'all seen it. Let's see. There it is right there. That's Cool Trev. Once again, grooving. That's Five Deuce. That means grooving. That's Hoover. He was claiming Hoover there. Grooving. That's how they put up grooving. The Five Deuce there in the middle instead of the O's. That's grooving. And as you can see what it says there, NK Smash One. I don't know. I guess maybe that was his name, Smash One. Or he's saying he's going to smash one. I don't know. But NK, that's neighborhood. I don't want to keep saying that. I apologize. I'm just trying to. But he's dissing the neighborhoods right there. With that right there, he's dissing the neighborhoods. What? You fired me? Well, he dissing the neighborhoods? You fired me? Neighborhood. Ain't no way in hell he's dissing the neighborhood. You fired me.
And uploaded it to the internet. This was dead wrong on so many levels. Yes, C-Mac should not have posted all that, but why would you disrespect your brother to that extent? And as a 30-year-old man, why are you letting this happen to you? But that's when we learned that this is how 5'5" treats Crip Mac on the regular.
You'd have been DP like 5 times.
It's about 5 times.
Times.
It's about 5 times.
Word.
You know, but a DP only makes a man stronger because you can survive harder in the county jail.
Yeah.
Trust and believe that, hood.
From what I heard in South Central, they call dudes like C-Mac total crash dummies. Guys like him from the suburbs are treated.
No, it's not good. You know, really, in most hoods, you know, it's unspoken, but for the most part, you get DP 3 times, you getting the boot from the hood. You off the hood. You all bad. Something ain't right with you. Why you keep getting these DP? Why you keep doing something that warrants a DP, which is a discipline? What are you doing that warrants other grown men putting their hands on you because you did something outside of the rules and the protocols of this game? And then you do it once and you do it twice and you do it 3 times and you keep doing it to the point where you have to keep receiving the DP. After so long, most hoods going to say, you got to hit the road, Jack. You're out of here. You got the boot from this hood. Which may explain why you got kicked off so many hoods, because if you're doing things that warrant a DP, it's time for you to go after so many. But okay, so he done got 5 from the 5 5s. He's still a part of the game.
treated badly by their set and they're told to do things they don't want to do. Maybe this explains all of the face tats, how he speaks, and why he's always trying to overprove himself. For guys like King Von, for example, they're actually born into this life, almost without a choice. But for Crip Mac, he decided to move to LA at 21 years old and join a crew that he didn't know a single member of. Not to mention that he chose to have ops that don't even know he exists. All of this to fill his identity crisis and void for brotherhood. So for all of the young men out there dealing with the same thing, please realize that this is not the way to do it. Going to college or joining the military will fill that void 10 times over. Well, on a positive note, Crip Mac is extremely entertaining and has a true talent for YouTube. His natural charisma and talent for entertainment got him millions of views. From what I would estimate, the channel probably generated hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But unfortunately, he keeps giving the keys to his channel to local hood OGs. Whether it's Coach Warren or King Five Fingers or Christopher Lovejoy, they all seem to end up with all of his pages and channels. Crip Mac, stop giving away your channels to people who are gonna leech off you. Stop. You can do this yourself and you can laugh to the bank. Well, that takes us to May of 2023. This is when Crip Mac was released from prison after a year for Billy Western. As soon as he got out, he started taking everything to the next level. He started dissing everyone, and pretty much for no reason. He's actually been challenging everyone to squabble as well. This includes Whack 100, Bosco, and even Blueface. In fact, he's been dissing Blueface for quite a while.
Doing a boxing match. No chance for a boxing match.
I mean, if it happens, it happens. That ain't my type of crib.
Diamond this. Okay. What is it about Blueface that you say it's not your type?
I'm a play ball crip. I really do this shit in real life. My cripping is more legit than I'm gonna keep it like that. It's five ever like that. My cripping is five real legit. Yeah, I'll break Blueface's nose. Yeah, I'll break Blueface's nose.
Now everyone was worried about what would happen if Crip Mac ran into Blueface. But what we must remember is that deep down he's still suburban Trevor from Chino Hills. This is what actually happened when he ran into Blueface.
Get back. What up?
Blueface, baby.
What's up, man? What's up, yeah, you want to Oh, yeah.
Cuz told me.
Who told you? He said it's straight, right?
Yeah, Cuz on hood. Come like, that's my boy. Cuz on hood.
Keep it crippin'.
Same color rag.
You may be wondering why C-Mac didn't keep the same energy, but this might be why. I don't even know what to say. Even after he was friendly in person with Blueface, C-Mac is still dissing him online.
I'm gonna beat Blueface's face. I wanna whoop his scrawny light skin. Wanna bust his face open.
Not only is he internet tough with Blueface, but also with YG as well. Here's a video of Crip Mac meeting YG.
Hey, YG.
To everyone watching, this seems like a pretty normal, friendly conversation. But in the mind of Crip Mac, somehow he pressed YG.
Blueface and YG. I worked with YG, let Cuz know where I'm from and my name. He done been bang back with his name. He wanna get extra out. Oh, I'm Buddha, Woochie Wolf, West Side Trees. I know your name, YG, but you gonna come extra out, nigga. You don't know me,
I don't know how he thought that that was the situation, but I guess anything goes for suburban Trevor. To make matters worse, C-Mac decided to randomly diss Mozzie.
Recently, you made a post about Mozzie.
Oh, yeah, Cuz.
So can you kind of talk about that and explain that a little bit?
But Cuz not playing ball like that. Cuz not doing what niggas like I'm doing it for niggas do. You find me on hustlers. It ain't taking nothing from what Cuz talk about, Cuz, but you not actively doing it, Cuz. You find me on hustlers, you got a good flow, Cuz. Quit playing with this, boy. Tiny hard here at FIP.
Clearly, Chino Boy Trevor has no clue what he's talking about. What he doesn't understand is that the difference between down south and up north is that up north it's not just a game. And with that...
Yeah, none of it is a game. Okay, there you have it. He just called him Chino Trevor. Is it Chino Trevor or Suburban Trevor? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's Crip Mac. I don't know. Went to Texas, I guess, and they said they never seen him again once he had shown up to Hood Day and was claiming 60s from LA, and they let him do that for a year before they found out that he was not that and ran him off. According to the narrator here, he went to Chino Hills and all that. I don't know. Crip Mac said he went to the 45th and Western. Nevertheless, I mean, I guess he never said that he was, he never tried to say that he was born and raised in LA or nothing, He's been out there for a while, apparently. He's been from 5-5 neighborhood for a little while, and he was from 60s. He got put on, call it what you want, then put off. But Chino Gator Crip, Trey Deuce Chino Gator Crip, I don't know. But dang, I don't know. We did see the post, bro, where he was talking about grooving. This neighborhood put Smash 1. That was surprising. So much so that when he first said he was from Five Superman, I was saying, like, no, I never heard that. Then I just saw it right there on the post. I was trying to defend the man because I had not really heard that. That's crazy. It's right there. He had it right there grooving. And not only that, but he had the disrespectful term for neighborhood right there, which is where he's now from, neighborhood, and he promotes it heavily. Now, of course, has a Hoover killer on his forehead, but he wasn't killing Hoovers at first, according to this, and according to that post, he was from Hoover. Normally the hatred stems from something, bro. It's the reason I'm trying to tell y'all that they be hating the Hoovers like that. Really be they daddies, really be they big brothers out there in LA, the Hoovers, a lot of these dudes come from Hoover, originate from Hoover. It's like the stepchild that leaves, and hates the step parents, Now they hate mom and dad. It's kind of what it be, man. I mean, he was right here claiming Hoover. This in the neighborhood. Now now he got a big old Hoover kill on his head, and he's HK destruction. You fired me. All right, there you go. That's Crip Mac. that's enough of my impersonation of Crip Mac. Let me know what you think in the comments, man. Shout out to Crip Mac, man. Stay free, bro. Do your stuff. You don't need anyone to do your content. You can make it on your own, and get rich, really. You're viral enough to just hone it in, focus, figure out how you're going to do it, and crack it, and you'll be booming. You really got it good right now. It's simple for you. Figure it out, man. Someone help him if necessary. I don't really care about all that stuff, where he really from and where he came from. I don't know. He from 5-5 now. Apparently, they even though he been DP'd 5 times or so, they still put him on. They accept him and they claim him. So that's enough for me. Stay safe and stay free, people.